Do 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 do. Do do. Do 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 do. I begin to rock. Steady. Hello everyone. Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's the survival show. Just doing me socials, then we're going to get going with all the survival news you need to know. If you're watching this afterwards, there should be timestamps if you want to go ahead and skip to any info you want about the particular games I'm covering today. But we are covering today ARK Survival Evolved, getting possibly a tech pike and the abilities to maybe dodge in the sequel. We're going to be covering Dayz incoming content. Terraria Don't Starve update. We've got a release date for that. Myth of Empires has got a release date. I'm going to go through that stuff. Some hotfixes for Grounded. Also some content for Valheim this week. Catch up. And then we're going to be taking a look at some other new games like Salt 2, Junkpunk, and a little bit more to do with Smallands, and possibly a little bit more to do with a few other games that I find interesting, like Lightyear Frontier and stuff like that. So good morning, everyone. Let's finish this off. And let's say hello to people. I'm going to rattle this off pretty quick. Why am I doing a survival show live today? Basically, Skyrim has taken over my life, and I need to get back onto making as much Skyrim content as possible. And so I felt bad I hadn't done a survival show on Wednesday, and it looked like I weren't going to do one today. So I thought, you know what, let's do at least, let's try and do something where, you know, I actually help the survival fans that like watching survival news. That's the plan anyway. That's the plan. There literally might only be like 6 people watching this early in the morning, but that's okay because people are going to catch up later, which is kind of the point because it means I can get it done and dusted out of the way now. Okay, and there we go. We're done. We're done. Wow. Wow. I mean, even by my standards, that's a pretty low thing. Let's just make sure I've got everything running. No, I cannot literally find a way to save 2 characters. Trying to fit this all in my changing thumbnail. But it's not working. It's not working. There we go. There we go. I did it. I did it. I did it. I did it now. Maybe that'll help. Maybe that'll help because, good God, YouTube. Good God. You're not servicing me at all. Right. Let's go through the news anyway. As I said, that's what we're going to do today. Terraria. Crossover with Don't Starve. If you don't know about this, they're basically going to be adding components from Don't Starve into Terraria and Terraria into Don't Starve. They've done this before. I think they did it with Dungeon Defenders back in the day or something like that. So basically, yeah, there's going to be a few monsters and creatures added to Don't Starve from Terraria. Does, by looks of things, look like you're going to get a bunch of weapons as well. And we know that there is going to be this guy here, the deer boss in Terraria. They haven't revealed too much more about what else is going into Terraria. Hopefully there's going to be some more than just one boss. I'd like it to see a lot more because there's a huge selection of creatures from Don't Starve that will go really well. So that's going to be happening on the 18th. So literally this week coming. I'm going to be over this. I'm going to try it out. I love Terraria. Went mad when we covered it. Coming to console, the last update on the channel, got a good few amount of views. So yeah, I'm looking forward to giving this a crossover. I regularly put Don't Starve as one of the best survival games you can play. So yeah, it's a match made in heaven for both of these games. That's what I'm about to say. So I'm not playing up. No, I'm not. It's a news show, dude. It's a news show, Quinstein. It's just a news show. Okay, next up, we have got ARK news. Yeah, let's go over the ARK news. Why not? So, people have been asking the actual guy that is the lead designer of ARK and now ARK 2, Craig Brown, what's going to be happening with new stuff coming to the game. And he's answered that there could potentially be something like dodge mechanics in future. Someone was asking about this earlier. They also spoke about possibly having a tech pike in the new map, Fjordor. As other people talking about like shotguns, there used to be a tech shotgun on the incoming list back in the day and it never got implemented. So what's going on with that one? Well, yeah, Craig Brown has pretty much said, yeah, he's looking into maybe introducing a tech pike. It's not unreasonable, and it could be something they bring into Fjordor as a more primitive style weapon. So yeah, I'll be down for that. If it's got like different abilities on it, maybe it can have like a shock damage on it or an ice damage or something like that. That could be pretty cool. So yeah, that's what I would say could be pretty interesting. Obviously with the roll mechanics for ARK 2, that won't be till next year. Let me find all of the actual bits that he spoke about just to show you guys. There you go, Mr. Dolphin saying about bringing in a dodge mechanic because it used to be in Atlas, or it is in Atlas, and since Atlas was mostly modelled on ARK with ARK's kind of engine and game code, it shouldn't be too hard to put that into ARK 2. So he didn't explicitly say yes, but he did put eyes up. So either that's he thinks it's a good idea or he's just toying around. But yeah, would you like combat obviously to be improved for ARK Survival Evolved 2? I know I would, because combat in ARK sucks balls. It really is like one of the worst. So yeah, knockout damage, yeah, something like that, where you could switch the spear to either knockout, flame, ice, that kind of tech stuff could be really good, I think anyway. And then we'll get rid of all that stuff now, and we'll move on to the next one. Dayz has got an update incoming. They've had the patch notes running for a while now for the experimental servers. So they're basically introducing the Lamas sawed-off shotgun, or there was something wrong with it, yep. And they've got brand new rifles and all sorts going on. So it's looking good. It's looking like it's going to be hitting probably next week by the looks of things. If we go right up to the top, we can actually see all the features, hopefully, being added into it. The A1 assault rifle, the AX assault rifle. Hunter vest, UI indicator when being hit is probably the biggest thing in Dayz. When you get hit in Dayz by a bullet, you have got no idea what direction it's come from unless you're really paying attention to sound. So I think it's a good idea. I think people might be upset at break immersion a little bit, but yeah, I think it's a good idea. You'll be able to craft a barbed wire baseball bat. There's a Lucille right there, and you can craft a sawed-off Lamas shotgun now, by looks of things. They're also introducing a new female survivor model, sounds for switching fire mode of firearms, and daytime setting for night vision optics. Also, metal wire is going to be crafted out of barbed wire. So probably added a bit more to this as well, but there's lots of fixes, as you would imagine, a few changes, central economy and all that stuff. So yeah, I reckon I'm going to predict that will be coming out at some point this week. They generally don't give too much of a heads up sometimes. It's usually only like a day before, or they'll just say, yep, it's live, it's ready to go. But yeah, I'm predicting it's going to come out next week. So that'll be about 2 weeks in experimental, and that's what they normally do. And then we've got a bit of grounded news today. I didn't include that in the tweet, but they're going to be streaming as part of Extra Life. Looks a bit wig sauce, ain't gonna lie, there's not much going on. They're playing some other games. They're going to be playing Grounded, the whole dev team, or some of the people from dev team and stuff. But I hope they've got some reveals going. It feels a bit, yeah, this is what ARK do. They reveal a bunch of stuff when they do their charity stuff, and I feel like it's a good way to drive people in. So if they're not doing anything like that, if we're not going to see any clues or hints about what's to come in Grounded, I feel like it's a missed opportunity. Obviously, it's great. They're raising money for charity. So if you like Grounded a lot, go and show them some support. They'll be doing it pretty early. So that's 10 AM PT time. So that's going to be about 6 PM in the UK. Or 4 PM in the UK. And it'll be on the Twitch TV Obsidian site. So I've got Grounded content ready to go. I've been sitting on it for a couple of days though, because I've been doing so much Skyrim. And I may end up just doing it on my actual second channel. Hence why I've got it up here, just to have a little cheeky plug. I've been doing loads of Grounded Let's Plays, as you can see. Monday to Friday, a Let's Play. And then usually at the weekend, we've got info videos like Bitcraft or Haunted Chocolatier or Little Devil Inside, etc. So I'm going to be continuing that. But it may be a Grounded tutorial today. And then tomorrow we're going to be taking a look at this game, which is Lightyear Frontier. It's a game where you get to be inside a mech suit or a robot while you're farming. And this is coming to Xbox apparently, I think, next year. It's looking pretty good. I'm really interested in this one. Might not be such a survival game. It's probably a bit more just farming, coziness going on. But yeah, I think this could be interesting and good. So I'm looking forward to trying this one out. And yeah, they've got some info being revealed today. So that's what I'm going to cover. And that'll be in tomorrow's little video on my second channel, showcasing all of the new trailer and any other info we've gained. But yeah, it looks colourful, looks gorgeous. It will be coming to PC as well, I'm sure. But it's definitely going to be an Xbox exclusive for a little while. That's big in the game, that one. I like that one a lot. And then we have Salt 2 news. There we go. Skill system, weapons and armor. They've got a brand new blog detailing everything that's going to be happening. So Salt 2 is a procedure generated pirate sandbox survival game that will be coming in. It's going to be single player to start with, and then they're going to add multiplayer hopefully as they progress during early access. They had a Kickstarter. This is the sequel to a sort of cult classic, but I really like what they're doing. They're showing off the system and how you can level up. So you can see all the different skills you'll be able to level up in, which looks decent. All the different crafting and gathering skills that you can level up. Wood chopping, mining, herbalism, woodworking, tailoring, blacksmithing. So that's decent as well. Then they've got a new quest system. It all looks nice and clean, nice and simple. Yeah, I like the look of it as well. So there's going to be quests and places to explore to get loot. And then they've got loot variations. So they've got like basic loot, uncommon, rare, normal, common stuff. So definitely they're going to have a ton of different loot optimizations and stuff that you'll find where you'll be able to get different types of weapons and swords and stuff. So again, great stuff. I can't wait for this. I did an interview with these guys earlier on in the year, and I'm interested to see how things are going to turn out for it going forward. And yeah, we've got the battle bow, loads of stuff going on with this one as well. You can see it looks like you might be able to craft stuff as well. What I'm reading here is you can roll stuff. So that's good. That's really good if you be able to roll and customize stuff. New points of interest showing off like a pirate town. And yeah, that's it. They're going to be having the release next year, early next year, supposedly as well. So fingers crossed. They're trying for January or February. They're going to have a couple of weeks of alpha test and then a couple, I guess, weeks of a beta test as well. But yeah, it'd be nice if it does come out in that time. Not February though. Please don't release it in February. There's too much going on in February. January would be perfect. Otherwise, I would say wait till March. But that's just my opinion. Okay. Warp Space, greetings. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Where is everyone this morning? I'm streaming to an empty crowd. I don't know if YouTube just went F you and just doesn't post my notification. Maybe because I have posted like 10 videos of Skyrim in the last 2 days. But yeah, it's something freakily weird. It happened yesterday as well when I streamed. I didn't get any viewers for the first like 10 minutes, and then all of a sudden, bam, a switch got turned on and people started coming in. Not like a huge amount, but anyway, slightly annoying. Slightly annoying. Other stuff going on. Well, there's a few bits and bobs with Planet Crafter, a new game that's coming in. Got the closed beta, Asteroids and Vegetables update. New biomes, the dunes. That's all gone live now as part of their free demo that you can try for yourself. So you now be able to grow your own space veg. It's looking pretty good. Again, I've got to try this one again. They've had a bunch of new stuff going into it. They've got rain meters when a certain amount of transformation is reached. And effectively, you're making this dusty, red, horrible planet into something lush and green and vibrant. It's about terraforming. And so it has got proper survival mechanics in it as well now. I do believe you need food and water. So yeah, it could be a good one, this one. I'm going to definitely try this out in the near future. Next up. Smallands. More questions about what's happening with this game. Is there going to be underwater content? Not at launch. They reckon it's just too expensive in terms of gameplay. So I'm guessing if you jump in the water, you might die. No, I do, by looks of things, think maybe. I don't know. He's obviously avoiding the water in this little GIF. But it'd be a bit harsh if you do die in the water. It does look pretty expansive. So maybe you'll just fall down and you'll have to just run to the other edge until they implement things like swimming and stuff like that. But who knows? Maybe it's just really rough and they don't want to show it off yet. But yeah, that's what I've said there. They've encountered large bodies of water for the first time. They can't swim. So that's their reasoning at the moment. But they could maybe potentially introduce it later on in early access. And then they're talking about factions as well. And so there's going to be different factions with different rewards. Each of the factions kind of has its own armor sets and stuff. So you get a chance to basically earn some new gear by talking to different NPCs in the game who represent different parts of the animal kingdom, the bug kingdom. And then what different classes there'll be. There's no classes, but there will be different armor types and weapons. So you'll be able to mix and match your combat style and everything else going on. So yeah, they've been doing these every week or so, little Q&As, which I think is good. Just a few questions, keep people interested, fans, doling out a little bit of info. Some of it we know already, but it's still good to have little reminders. So yeah, good stuff. It is Surviving the Aftermath. Oh, good. What, on console as well, Warpig? That's not a bad one. That's not a bad one. Junkpunk is out already. I have got a key for this game. I just haven't had time to play it. I've been too busy covering Skyrim. And yeah, I've got to say, it looks all right. It looks okay. It's like an automation survival game where you're basically on a planet as a robot trying to grow your plants and all sorts of stuff like that. And you've got to go and gather loads of loot and junk all around and then hopefully build up some sort of base building stuff. But yeah, automation, like there's conveyor belts. It reminds me a little bit of Satisfactory and a little bit of Astroneer. You can see there putting all the power generators up and stuff. Yeah, it's a nice little mix. I like the idea of this one. So I am going to make some time for sure at some point, either today or tomorrow. I will try and do some little let's play of this and show it off. I'm still debating whether to put it on the main channel or the second channel. I probably will put it on the main channel. If people like it, I'll direct you to the second channel, and maybe we'll do a few live streams this week showcasing some of it. But yeah, it's an interesting project. Just gone live now. I think it's only like $13, $14. So it's not bad. There we go, 13 quid, $15. Yeah, you guys let me know whether or not you think that's worth it. Obviously, like I said, once I give it a try, hopefully you can judge it a little bit more. But it looks interesting for sure. Okay, Myth of Empires, which I've got up there, is releasing at last. If we go onto the Twitter sphere, it's going to be coming out on the 18th next week as well. A bit of a short notice time to just say that it's coming out. And it's going to be a price revealed of $29.99, I do believe, as well. They don't have it actually listed on the Steam page, but that's what they put in their Discord. Oh, excuse me. Oh, that was the biggest sneeze ever. Good morning, Raz. Good morning. How you doing, bud? If you get wet your wings, you need to try. Yeah, so this is going to be a huge MMO. Think Conan Exiles, but better. No, think Conan Exiles, but with the ability to actually have an army behind you. Conan's always been pretty limited because you can only have like 1 or 2 followers follow you. And in this game, it's kind of the same thing. You'll be going out to get NPCs, people that you can either potentially ask them to come and join you nicely, or you can just basically beat them up and make them forced to join you. It is an MMO though. There will be other players all over. There's PvE, there's PvP, it's a huge world. Tried some of it, obviously I showed a little bit of it off when it had its beta running a little while ago, and so fingers crossed, yeah, the early access release could be good. I'm a bit hesitant to get involved, although I've been promoting it and doing news videos about it. MMOs take up so much of my time, so much of your time, making guides and stuff, and at the moment I've got so much other stuff going on, I just don't know if I can commit. That's why I never really bothered with New World, because I just knew it would take over the channel if I started covering that stuff. So yeah, horse combat, mount and blade style stuff going on. It was a bit rough around the edges with the beta, as you would expect, but this new trailer looks great. Look, it's got like tree kingdoms, snowy outlooks. It looks a bit mad. It looks a bit mental. And like I said, there's PvP and there's PvE if you really want it. So yeah, it could be interesting. I'm sure I'm going to give it a shot on its launch, and we'll see how it goes. If it does well, a few guides or tutorials, maybe I can get into it a bit more. But yeah, that's coming out on the 18th of November. Morning. Hey, I guess I was a bit too early. Man, for the first 10 minutes, there was like 2 people in here. YouTube just wasn't like recommending, I swear. And then, lastly, where's it gone? I can't find it. Since he's here already as well. Oh, sorry guys. I just have this random time sometimes where I start getting allergies. And it's really weird. I wonder if it's related to streaming or something. Where's that gone? There we go. Got the dev inside the chat right now. What do you think about this game called Warped Space? It's going to be a space survival game set in adventures in deep space. You've got your own vehicle, obviously, and you'll be able to go and harvest and gather resources. It looks interesting. It's still early days. Shooting squid based features and going into little ships and maybe picking up some loot. I've seen some of the content from it. It's got quite a funny vibe. I know the dev's right here, but I'll give you my honest opinion. It's got a few jokey vibes. Reminds me a little bit of Subnautica, like the voices in the background telling you what to do, like robotic voices giving you a bit of guidance. And it reminds me a little bit of Empyrean as well, a little bit. I know it isn't a voxel-based game. I don't think it is anyway. But just the style, the graphics and stuff. So yeah, I presume it's coming out next year at some point. As long as it ain't made by Funcom, it can't be that bad. Yeah, I guess so. Myth Empires. Well, yeah, Myth Empires is one of them big, chunky, sort of Asian MMOs. So it's got a lot of developers behind it. It's definitely going to be good. But yeah, Warp Space. What do you guys think about that? Are you down for Space Survival? I've spoke about this before. I always feel that Space Survival gets a bad rap. Apart from No Man's Sky, what other Space Survival games are there? Like Elite Frontier? Maybe, or Elite Dangerous, and then new DLC is kind of survivalist, and we've got like EverQuest, not EverQuest, yeah, maybe it's EverQuest. There's a space one called Ever something, and I can't really think of too many space games that have done amazingly well. Other than maybe like Asus New Dawn is still plugging away and doing stuff. So yeah, I think we probably could do with a decent space survival game. Something where you can go around that isn't just procedurally generated like No Man's Sky is, where it kind of is that kind of vibe where you're still doing stuff, but it's very much the same stuff all over again in different types of biomes and planets. And it is just a bit weird for some people. So I think some people might dig this a little bit more. Just going out in your spaceship and coming back to a set base and then just going off on adventures. That looks pretty cool. Going through the little sort of asteroid there that had like a opening up. Yeah, that was pretty good. Imagine a sandbox Dead Space survival game. Yeah, do you think that could be a winner? So Breath Edge mashup, I'm in. Yeah, Breath Edge was good. Yeah, I like Breath Edge as well. Single player at the moment, but it's still early days. When are you releasing Warped? When do you want to release? I think you said next year, didn't you? So that's what you're kind of aiming for. We'll keep playing. I'm just going to play all these as we're talking and just catch up a little bit because now I've got people actually watching. Yeah, I'm only doing this today because literally I just got no time. I'm still deep in Skyrim and I thought I need to talk to you guys a little bit about survival. So I made the show live today because it just saves me a lot of time editing and stuff. And normal service will resume next week. Don't worry, I'm not about to become a Skyrim channel. I know I've hurt your inboxes with all the Skyrim content. But I'll tell you what, I'm really enjoying it, man. Skyrim was one of my bays. And it's been so long since I really loved a game. Like, I've enjoyed games. Like Valheim I really loved when it came out. Grounded I thought was great. Tribes of Midgard was decent. I would still say, out of all of them games, they didn't grab me enough with the addiction. Maybe Valheim a little bit, but they didn't like reach into my soul. And no game has done that for years. Like, I'm talking 4 or 5 years has a game really gone and I want to play it constantly. Especially because of work. I have to play what I cover, really. Basically, that's all I've got time for. So maybe that's the reason why. Maybe Terraria, that ignited a feeling of wanting to play more games like it or play more. And that's important as well. So yeah, it was really nice. It's been nice covering Skyrim, dipping into an old friend, covering new content in it, and just, yeah, getting excited about doing a survival let's play of it, which I'm going to do, or survival 100 days. Maybe in 2 years, still a lot of work to do in it. We'll see how progress goes. Yeah, it's all right. I mean, to be fair, it's not out of the world. I have done 10 videos to get what I've got out the last couple of days, but it has been the best like views in like maybe nearly 2 months, and the biggest sub count in nearly 3 months. I think there's only one other day that I had as many subs in one day. So it's nice. Like I said, it's nice when you can make content. Like, I like Grounded, as I said. I like Valheim. I like all these other games. I could happily, if I've got some spare time, play them and enjoy them on my time off. But they're not. I don't know if they're always going to be in my top 3 games of all time. Like, tell me now, what are your top 3 games of all time, people? Mine would probably be Terraria. It probably would be Minecraft, and then it would be a toss-up between like Skyrim or Mass Effect, or maybe Gears of War. That's my top sort of 3, top 5. There you go, top 5 games. Yeah, it is. It's dipping into an old friends because that's what you want. That's the thing. I think survivor games, if you can get that right, where you've got the loops where it's addictive, where the grind is there, where you're crafting, but you can do interesting things with it, whether it's decorations, whether it's different kind of crafting, weapons and armors. People love that. That's why Terraria is so popular, because there's so many different ways you can build a character. You can go and get different swords, get different loot. And some survival games get that right. Other games take too long with it. Grounded's been evolving. That's changed recently, where they added the ability to customize your weapons a bit more. And so that means they're on track with that kind of stuff, them kind of loops. But yeah, and then, I don't know, I was just looking at Skyrim last night and just thinking, man, they, like, as much as I give Bethesda crap, which I do, Skyrim was just amazing. It was. So I'm really looking forward to trying survival mode on it. Going to add camping to it. I'm adding all the creation kit to it, basically. But we're going to get a farm from scratch. Going to implement some rules. No fast travel. No buying preset houses. And we'll see how well we can survive. But yeah, sorry to talk all over your trailers showing off, Waltz. But I thought, you know, might as well while we're here. So you're like a solo dev working on this. For how long have you been working on it, Waltz? What's been going on with it? It looks good. Some of this stuff, I like the third person view as well. It looks colourful and stuff. Obviously, it is. Bear in mind, if you watch this and thinking, well, you know, it's not No Man's Sky or anything like that. Remember, it's just literally like a solo small team making this game, and it's still early days. So fair play for the Warp Dev to actually put a lot of this stuff out on Steam. Normally, you'll get one trailer and some really tailored screenshots, and that's it. So I like the fact that they're doing a lot and showing stuff off. The base build looks alright. It reminds me a bit of Subnautica, and also Genesis Alpha 1. That's a great game, that one. That was so underrated, that one. Maybe because it didn't have enough, it was a bit repetitive doing certain things in it, but that was a great game. Fighting off aliens as you build up your spaceship, and adding customization stuff to it, or checking stuff out. Fallout 2, GoldenEye, Mass Effect 2, Minecraft, Valheim games I spent the most time with, Resident Evil, Ocarina of Time, Metal Gear Solid. See, not one of them is a survival game, Raz. Mainly worked on it from 2020 onwards. Well, that's not bad then. So only a year's progress, and you've done quite a bit, mate. So yeah, fair play. Fair play to you. I think that is pretty much it. I think there was maybe just a couple little things I was going to cover, some other smaller updates. Yeah, like Valheim, I'm not doing patch notes for just hot fixes nowadays. I just feel I don't know how relevant it is or how important it is, unless it's something big. Like, so Valheim had an update this week. I'll just mention it now because I've just mentioned it. But basically, it was all the stuff I covered the week before when they added stuff to the test live. And the patch notes are always on the screen. So I'm like, why am I making a video when you can see it on the screen when you load up your game? Like, it pops up on the menu. It was only some small stuff. And then Grounded had some hot fixes as well. Maybe I could have covered the Grounded hot fixes, but I ain't going to lie. I don't want to sit here just getting views for just the most basic of shit. Like, it was some fixes. That's all you really need to know. Like, unless you had a real issue with one of these, you'd never have known that some of it was broke. So, yeah, I'm not saying I won't cover them in the future. Like, if it's really important, where a lot of people have experienced a problem or an issue. But I don't know. I don't know if it's got value. It's not value to you watching me just waffle about some hot fixes. 17 tips. Well, Thomas Riddell, did you not see my 100 days of Valheim? So, nah. I did actually, yeah, I know we started doing like the Iron Man challenge in Valheim, where if I die, I had to restart. And that was awful, yeah, I did that to restart. But yeah, bro, did you not see that? I'm pulling it up now. I'm pissed. Go and watch my 100 days of Valheim survival, because no one else bloody did when I released it. That took me like 4 weeks of recording and editing to get it done and dusted. I put over like, I don't know, stupid amount of hours, probably like 80 hours recording it and editing it. So yeah, go and watch the full survival experience from me playing Valheim. Up until Moda at least. No, Moda? No, we beat the slime boss, but we didn't defeat anyone else. Minecraft, ARK, and now New World. Yeah, they're your favourites, Polar. You're really loving New World. Polar, is that a new YouTube account? Or have you just never been on mods on YouTube? But they will have elements that led to survival games, says raasclarke. Yeah, fair dues, fair dues. Yeah, but he didn't say it was his favourite. But yeah, did you see that? So it's interesting. Like, I'm being a bit hyped there, but obviously his eyes at Mr. Dolphin's comment about there being a dodge mechanic. It's true. Like, if it's in Atlas, I don't know how good the dodge mechanic is in Atlas though. I remember it being quite janky. If you got Atlas, Raz, maybe show it off if you do a video about it later. Oh, I got an info about you as well. Not info, but an idea, a proposition to you. I'll jump on your hype and your bandwagon. How about we do like a top 10 hardest maps? I don't know if you've done that already. I think you have. Or prettiest maps, like the ones that are the most nice. Again, if you've done that, apologies. But me and you will do a bit of a collab where basically I will just list off my top 10 and me and you will talk about it. You list off your top 10 as we explore a few of these maps. Do a little bit of a chat, a sort of podcast style, and we'll just leave in the best bits. And then you can do your actual vote like you normally do. And then you can use some of the footage from what we did together, just mooching around. And yeah, because I want to get some content up for the Lost Island. I reckon about the week before, I want to start putting out a few videos about ARK and try and see if I can get back in love with the game. So yeah, that's the kind of idea I'd like. We'll just opinion, because that's the one thing. You're doing the community stuff. I want to know your opinion, Raz. I want to hear your opinion more on what you love about ARK. If I'm a fan watching anyway, that's it. Obviously, I know some people disagree. When I've done stuff like that in the past, people hated me when I said that Ragnarok wasn't the best map and Center was. But that kind of stuff generates good talking and stuff as well. Yes, that sounds good. All right, guys, I'm off. I don't know, my allergies are kicked in. It's weird. It just happens sometimes. I'm going to start making my Skyrim stuff. I've already got a farming video incoming right now. And yeah, I will be back with regular survival videos next week. Because today has been a bit of a busted flush. I'm guessing YouTube just doesn't want to recommend me when I've put out 10 videos in 2 days. But yeah, I will be back very soon. And I'll see you a lot later. Thanks for popping in so early.